Welcome. This lesson is for BSc first semester students. The lesson is from Animal Diversity of Invertebrates. The topic is canal system in sponges. This lesson enables the learners to know and understand the meaning and definition of canal system, types of canal system, and functions of canal system. Sponges belong to the phylum Porifera. Sponges are multicellular animals, but they could not reach the tissue grade of organization. Sponges are marine in nature and they are present in marine water except a family called Spongilidae. Sponges are globular or cylindrical and branched forms. They are diploblastic animals. They consist of outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. In between these two layers is mesenchyme, which consists of amoebocytes and spicules. The body of sponge consists of numerous tiny pores on its surface. They are called as ostia. The water from the surroundings enters into the body of the sponge through these ostia. So the water circulates over the different types of canals present in the body of the sponge and finally enter into the central canal called spongiocele, and from this canal the water is expelled out of the body through a large pore which is present at the anterior end of the sponge. That pore is called as ossiculum. So this system is called as canal system. Sponges have a specular type of system called canal system. The sponge body is traversed by numerous canals of several types which together form the canal system. It can also be studied as the flow of water current through a system of spaces inside the body of a sponge is collectively called canal system. Now let us see about the types of canal system. Based on the arrangement of canals and their complexity, the canal system is of three major types. One is ascenoid, sycanoid and leuconoid. In this leuconoid system of canal system, again three types are there: eurypylus, apodal and diplodal. In few sponges, rag-on type of canal system is seen. Now let us see the first type of canal system called ascenoid canal system. This canal system is the simplest of all canal systems. It is seen in only few species. The body of such sponges which have ascenoid type of canal system is vase shaped. They have a wide spongiocele which opens out by a wide pore called ossiculum. The water from the surroundings enters into the body of the sponge through tiny pores called ostia. The body wall of the sponge consists of two layers, the outer ectoderm and inner endoderm, and in between a mesenchyme is present which consists of amoebocytes and spicules. So the water from the outer surface, it enters inside, and this pore, the pores are intracellular. They have a small canal which pass through a tubular cell called porocyte. So these pores extend from the outer surface of the body into the spongiocele. So through these pores the water enters into the body of the sponge, and the water current will appear due to the flagellated cells. The inner lining of the spongocoel is having the flagellated cells called choanocytes. With the beating of the flagellated cells, the water flows through the spongocoel, and finally the water is expelled out through a wide opening called ossiculum. So when the water, through this water current, the food materials and oxygen are brought into the body of the sponge, and the metabolic waste are removed out of the body of sponge. So this type of canal system is seen in few species, few genera like Olynthus and Leucosolenia. So in this type of canal system, the water current route is the ingressing water. It enters through ostia into spongocoel, and from the spongocoel to outside through ossiculum. The second type of canal system is a cycanoid type of canal system. If we observe the embryonic development of axon, it is clear that cycanoid type of canal system has evolved from ascanoid type of canal system. So the outpushing wall of the ascanoid system, due to this outpushing of the wall, here separate canals, special canals have been formed in this cycanoid type of canal system. So these are called as radial canals. So the water surrounds these radial canals, but these radial canals they fuse in such a manner that in between them there is another canal called incurrent canal. So these incurrent canals open into the radial canals to pores called prosopiles. So they radial canals, they end blindly outside and they open through pores towards inside, whereas incurrent canals they open, the pores open into the incurrent canals and they are blind towards the inside. So these incurrent canals, they open into the radial canals. The incurrent canals are the this is the actual epiderm of the ascanoid sponge. So this layer consists of the pinacocytes, and the flagellated this radial canal consists of, the inner lining consists of choanocyte cells which are flagellated. So the water from the outside enters into the body of the sponge through dermal ostia. We can see here in this picture, these are the dermal ostia. Water enters through these dermal pores into the incurrent canals, and from the incurrent canals the water enters into the radial canal. So this radial canal, so these are the dermal pores. From these pores water enters into the radial incurrent canal, and from the incurrent canal the water flows into the radial canal, and from this radial canal the water flows into the spongocoel. So here the spongocoel, through some small pores, the pores which are present here, they are called as apopiles. So from these apopiles the water will flow into the spongocele. Spongocele. And from the spongocele, the water flows out through ossiculum. Water flows out through ossiculum. So the route of water flow is from dermal pores. The ingressing water, it enters the dermal pores. From the dermal pores, the water flows into the incurrent canals, and from the incurrent canals, through prosopiles, it flows into radial canals, and from the radial canals, through apopiles into spongocele, and from the spongocele, through the ossiculum to outside. So this type of canal system is seen in cycone. So here we can see this type of canal system is different from the asconoid type in two ways. One is here the wall in cycanoid type there are alternating radial canals and incurrent canals. Radial canals and alternating incurrent canals are present. And the other difference is in asconoid type, the inner lining of the spongocele consists of flagellated cells. But here, the flagellated cells called choanocytes, they are restricted to they are limited to some portions called radial canals. So the cycanoid type of canal system, it occurs in two stages. This cycanoid type of canal system, this image shows with cortex, and another one is without cortex. So this type is seen in some of the heterocoelous calcarean sponges like cycone. In some others, the epidermis and the mesenchyme on the outer surface, they become thickened and forms a thin or thick cortex. So in this cortical region, cortical spicules are present, and due to this many small dermal pores will be formed, and they lead into narrow internal canals. So this is the cycanoid type of canal system with cortex, and this is without cortex. This is a leuconoid type of canal system. This is more complex than the cycanoid type of canal system, and it has been evolved from cycanoid type of canal system. The choanocyte layer of the cycanoid type has evaginated. The outpushing of the choanocyte layer and thickening of the body wall has resulted in the leuconoid type of canal system. So in this type of canal system, the choanocyte layer, it evaginates to form small rounded chambers, and these small rounded chambers are called as flagellated chambers, as they consist of the choanocytes which have the flagellae. So further the radial canals which are elongated in cycanoid type, they form into small clusters, and each cluster will have rounded or oval shaped flagellated chambers. The space between these flagellated chambers around these chambers is filled with mesenchyme. And the spongocele, which was very distinct in the asconoid and cycanoid, it becomes indistinct, and it is spread by excurrent canals and incurrent canals. So the excurrent canals, they unite to form large excurrent canals, and the largest one leads to the outside through an opening called ossiculum. The epithelium of this sponge, it is pierced by many dermal pores, and these dermal pores, they lead into incurrent canals, and this is here we can see the incurrent canal. So this incurrent canal opens into the flagellated chambers through pores called prosopiles. So these prosopiles open into the flagellated chambers, and flagellated chambers, they open into excurrent canal by apopiles. So this apopile, they allow the water to flow into the excurrent canals. Here we can see these are the small excurrent canals, and the small excurrent canals, they unite to become a large excurrent canal, and here this is the largest one, and this largest excurrent canal, it opens outside by a pore called ossiculum. So the leuconoid type of canal system, it is distinct from other two types of canal systems in having the rounded flagellated chambers, and poenocytes are limited to these chambers, and there is great development of mesenchyme, and the complexity of incurrent and excurrent canals appear in this type of canal system. So the route of water, the circulation of water in leuconoid type is ingressing water enters through the ostia first into incurrent canals, and from incurrent canals, if prosodus is present, then through that it enters the flagellated chambers, or else through prosopiles into flagellated chambers, and from the apopiles or apodus to excurrent canals. So in some types of leuconoid, prosodus and apodus are present. So from the excurrent canals, they open into large channels, that is large excurrent canals, and from there through the ossiculum the water is released out. So this leuconoid type of canal system, it is very efficient, and the movement of water circulation is very rapid. So this type of canal system is found in most of the sponges. So and this has greatly evolved, and due to the presence of these leuconoid type of canal system, the sponges have been developed into, they have attained into a great considerable size. The leuconoid type of canal system shows variations, but it has evolved into three types. They are uripilus, apodal and diploidal. So in uripilus type of leuconoid type of canal system, the flagellated chambers are wide and thimble shaped. So these the incurrent canals open into these flagellated chambers through prosopiles, and these chambers open into excurrent canals through apopiles. So this type of leuconoid type is called as uripilus type. The flow of water current in uripilus type is ingressing water enters through dermal pores or ostia to subdermal spaces, and from there to incurrent canals, from incurrent canals to prosopiles, prosopiles to flagellated chambers, and from the flagellated chambers through apopiles to excurrent canals, and from excurrent canals to spongiocele, or that large one, and from there to ossiculum and outside. So this type of canal system is seen in Lucilla. So this is the leuconoid type of canal system with apodal chambers. So it is similar to Eurypylus, but except where here the flagellated chambers are small and rounded or oval, and here the opening between the flagellated chambers and the excurrent canal, it has that is apopyle, it has formed into a narrow current tube, water current tube. So this tube is called as apodus. So this is called as apodus. The remaining is similar to the Eurypylus type. So the dermal pores, they open into incurrent canals, and incurrent canals open into the flagellated chambers, and flagellated chambers with the help of the apodus, they open into excurrent canal. So the circulation of water route is ingressing water enters through ostia into subdermal spaces, incurrent canals, prosopiles, flagellated chambers, and from flagellated chambers through apodus into excurrent canals, and from excurrent canals to spongiocele, and from spongiocele through ossiculum to outside. So example for this is Zoodia or Stellata. And this is a third type of leuconoid type of canal system with the diplodal chambers. Here the prosopile is also modified into a narrow current tube, water current tube. So the prosopile modification of the prosopile, it is called as prosodus, and here we can see the apodus, prosodus and apodus. As two are transformed into tube-like structures, the prosopiles and apopiles, this is called as diplodal type. So here the water from the outside enters through dermal pores, and from here into incurrent canals. Incurrent canals, they open into flagellated chambers through prosodus. From the prosodus, the flagellated chambers move the water into excurrent canals through apodus, and from here the water enters outside. The water circulation course is ingressing water through ostia, subdermal spaces, that is subdermal spaces are nothing but they are the spaces immediate between the ectodermal epithelium, that is called subdermal space, and from there to incurrent canals, and from there through prosodus to flagellated chambers, and from flagellated chambers through apodus into excurrent canals, and from excurrent canals to spongiocele, and from spongiocele ossiculum to outside. So here we already studied that spongiocele is not clear, but excurrent canal, the wide largest excurrent canal can be considered as spongiocele. So from there the water it is released outside through ossiculum. So this diplodal type can be seen in Oscarilla and Spongilla. So now the last type of canal system is Ragone type of canal system. Leucone, as we all know that Leucone type of canal system has evolved from asconoid and sycanoid type. And this occurs in the calcareous sponges, but in Demospongiae the canal system has derived from a stage called Ragone. So this Ragone, it is triangular in form, triangular in shape. It consists of a basal wall, and this basal wall, it is conical in shape. The basal wall is without any flagellated chambers, and this is called as hypophore. And the outer wall or the upper wall, it consists of the flagellated chambers, and this is called as spongophore. So it opens out by a single opening called the ossiculum. So here the spongophore, it consists of flagellated chambers. And here we can see that the spongocele is, it consists of, on either side, it is lined by the flagellated chambers, which are formed by the radial canals, which are clear in cycanoid type. So the water enters into this, we can see in the spongilla, the freshwater sponge. So here we can see that dermal pores are present. That is the epithelium, ectodermal epithelium, it is pierced by dermal pores, and immediately between the dermal pores, as we know that in Leucon type, the mesenchyme body wall will be thickened, and that is both epidermis as well as mesenchyme. Between this epithelium, there is subdural spaces are present. So the water enters to the subdural spaces, and from there to the incurrent canals. So incurrent canals, here we can see the prosodus here, how the water enters, prosodus is present. And from there, this is a vertical section of spongilla. We can see it clearly here. These are the flagellated chambers. It is given here ciliated, but they are the flagellated chambers. And from this flagellated chambers, the water enters into the excurrent canal. So this is excurrent canal through aphodes. Here we can see the aphodes. From excurrent canal to spongocele, and from the spongocele to the outside. So the course of water circulation in Ragan type is ingressing water enters through ostia into subdermal spaces, from there to incurrent canals, and from incurrent canals through prosodus into flagellated chambers, and from flagellated chambers through aphodes into excurrent canals, and from excurrent canals through the water flows through spongocele, and through the large pore, single pore present ossiculum, the water is removed outside, and this we can see in spongilla. Now let us see about the functions of canal system. Canal system helps in nutrition, respiration, excretion and reproduction. Nutrition is with the ingressing water or with the incoming water, the food materials, the food particles, they move into the body of the sponge through canal system. The food particles or travel throughout the body, and the food particles which are present are ingested and digested and absorbed, and the remaining waste materials, they are adjusted out through ossiculum. And with the incoming water, it consists of dissolved oxygen, and the oxygen is diffused into the body of the sponge, and by the metabolic activities, carbon dioxide is released, and that is diffused out of the body of the sponge into the water that is going out through spongocele to outside. And next is the excretion. So during the metabolic reactions, the nitrogenous waste products are produced, and these are eliminated from the body through water, which is removed, which is eliminated outside through ossiculum. In the similar manner, reproduction also, the reproductive cells, they enter through ingressing water, and reproduction takes place. So canal system also helps in reproduction. So canal system increases the surface area of the sponges in contact with water. So this enables the sponges to increase their volume, because the surface volume ratio must always be remain fixed, and this will help the sponge to remain attached to the substratum.